Now, I thought this would be a good point to go ahead and bring you guys back in, because we went ahead and got the rest of the walls built up, and off camera I also added in that little floor down there. And then I left this part unfinished because I want to go ahead and start building up that bell tower, which we are still including. So now I think we'll go ahead and start building up with a frame. And even though the reference photo was on this side of the building, I think I like the idea of it being over here on this side a little bit more, because this is sort of on the very edge of the town, so it's not going to obstruct the view of any other things that we might build back beyond there. So now, I kind of think, let's see, I want to go ahead and build it up. We'll just start making a square to sort of get an idea of where we want this to go. Maybe one more out, like so. I want to try and keep it at, okay, so that's actually 4, I miscounted. Woo, alright. I was gonna say that I want to try and keep this as an odd build, but I thought that this would be too much. But this is actually 5 right about here. So now I think that's, I guess we'll go ahead and drag this downwards, because there's no other roof that can connect further up before it. We'll get rid of those. And so then this is going to be up like that, which means it'll probably be something like this. Let's see, that'll be about the middle. Think we can get rid of those two, but we'll leave it there. Actually, we might as well go ahead and drag this out here and see what we've got. Okay, we do something like that then. And now this is the part that I wasn't too sure about. Basically, the way that this is conjoining is going to be a little bit awkward. So let's just finish building out this part to the tower itself. Okay, so now with this we've got a few different options. We could either leave this as it is and then just build this straight out, which I think we might wind up doing, because the other option would be to try and build this on a gradual incline like what we did with this side up to that point, but I think that would look a little strange. So we'll just go ahead and make it a flat drop here. Okay, and we'll do something just like that. And you know what? Let's go ahead and continue the concept of the one overhang, which will bring these out to about here. And then we can go ahead and throw in some cobblestone right down here. Okay, so it's looking a little strange right now, but let's go ahead and keep building up this tower, and we'll go ahead and replace these blocks too with some other dead coral and some other blocks to add more texture to it like we would with an advanced build. Otherwise, this is going to be a lot of just dead brain coral, and it's going to look a little too repetitive. Okay, so we'll bring it up to there for now, and then we'll add the underside to this roof. Actually, something like that? Ooh. Okay, so something like that is what we've got going so far. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of this being as square as it is. But we'll go ahead and just keep building up here. And we'll connect all these. Okay. So something like that should be adequate. Alright. And now we'll go ahead and finish off this corner down here as well. Okay, so it's looking a little weird on the inside here, but we'll go ahead and get the outside of this tower built up first, and then we'll play around with it a little bit more on the inside to see what we can do. For this tower, it's going to be a fair amount higher than the roof itself, so it's going to be a fairly large build. I think we'll go ahead and take it about, oh, what's this, 7 above the tip of the roof. So we'll go ahead and bring this all the way up here. And we'll have to see what we can do about texturing the outside of this as well, so it's not so plain. But so just like that, we've brought it up about 7 each. And then I think coming down here to the 5th one, we'll go ahead and connect them all. Now, rather than having a all-around roof up here, I kind of wanted to have these spires up here in the corner. And I think we'll go ahead and grab some cobblestone, since that's the closest we have here. And we'll go ahead and throw these up on top. And I think 2 might be a little too high, so let's just do 1. And then let's also go ahead and grab some iron bars. And then we'll just go ahead and put these right here on top in order to make that really pointed. Whoop, there we go. So we've got a little bit something like that going now. And oh, I want to go ahead and also put this down here on some of these sections. But you know, oh, you know what? I'm just looking at this and I realize I did those as slabs instead of stairs, which is what they should be. They should have that little point. And then I also want to put these little points up on them as well. Now I think I'll go ahead and do the same thing with these corners. That way everything sort of looks like it goes together. And we'll do that up here as well, because why not? And I kind of have an idea for that, but you know, I think we gotta try it. Okay, hang on, let me put these down here. Throw this on here. And so we've got a nice little spiky look going to it now. Okay, I was thinking about possibly layering it along here, but you know, I think we'll go ahead and leave that be for now, and I think we'll just do something about it up here. So I don't want this to go too high, but let's go ahead and figure out the center point. So the center should be right about there, and I think that should be good, because no matter where you are, as long as you're down on the ground, it's going to look shorter than these 2 up front. So that should be good right about there. And then I'm thinking that we do something like steps wrapped around this. And then just slabs. We'll try this out, and if it doesn't look good, we'll switch it up some. Okay, but so something like that is what I was initially thinking. Okay, so it does look really weird because it hangs over there. But, what if we did this? And then we'll go ahead and throw on the spikes up here as well. Is that too much? Ooh, not right there. Okay, so it's kind of a lot. But I think we can make something like that work. Okay, now let's go ahead and fill up, maybe not all of this, let's just go ahead and fill up these center pieces. Or, not pieces, but center columns. And so then, we don't happen to have a wall. Oh, we do! There is polished blackstone wall. Very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and use that then. I think I kind of want to put it there. I know that's going to make it look really tall. Pretty much the same as those guys. Maybe what we can do... Okay, what if instead of stairs we just do regular blocks? Okay, so a little bit something like... No, that's not quite enough. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and grab those slabs. And then we'll just put these right here in the middle sections. There we go. That gives it a nice... kind of gives it a nice little slope look to it. And then I think we'll go ahead and add an overhang all around this. Because as it is now, I just don't like the way that it's just sort of resting on there. But then this is looking too wide, almost like a witch's hat. Okay, you know what we can do? Instead of doing those, let's go ahead and grab some cobblestone steps and lay those in upside down through here. And then, do we just alternate these? Could that look good? Maybe we'll just fill up this last bit. Okay, so something like that maybe? Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, so I think I've got it. Let's go ahead and take some cobblestone wall and place it right here in the center. And then, you know, I'm almost thinking we just take off this whole section and replace it all with cobblestone stairs. Okay, there we go. And then let's go ahead and replace these corners as well. Let's just get rid of all this. We'll replace all of these columns that you see with the cobblestone wall. So that's going to be pretty much in the corners and the center. Okay, so we've got a little bit something like this going now. And I'm thinking about replacing this bottom section as well, not gonna lie. But for now, let's go ahead and actually... I didn't quite think this part through, but let's actually go ahead and bring this in one. So I think we'll go ahead and do this all the way around. And then this section is pretty much just going to be for like decorative purposes, I suppose. So now we've got a little bit something like that. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that though. Ooh, not quite how I was hoping it would look. Okay, so what if we do this? Man, I am not good at aiming. Okay, so something like that. And then what if we get rid of these Actually, what if instead of getting rid of the corners, we just do like, will it look weird if we do a half slab? I'm thinking either a half slab or a full block. So let's go ahead and do both. Let's do... Actually, what would happen if we did that? Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay, so if we do something like that... Okay, I almost like that a little bit more, so I think we'll go ahead and do it. Okay, so that's what we've got now. I'll fill in that awkward hole. And so we're sort of texturing the top up here now, and that's looking really good. I must admit, I do like that. So now let's go ahead and grab out our andesite again. And I think we want to, in order to continue doing a little bit more texture, actually, what if first we do some tall windows like so? I'm thinking those might be a little too big. Let's try doing them just in the center and we'll do too high. So like this. And except for that one, since we can't actually see in there. So something like that. And then what if down here we replace this with some andesite? Okay. It's not the worst thing I've seen in this build. Let's go ahead and replace, well, because then that looks a little off. You know what? It's not too bad. We'll place that one upside down, that way it's also got andesite like that one does. And we'll go through the inside and touch that up a little bit better. And then let's go ahead and do... I'm kind of thinking... Oops. Like that should work well. Okay. And then I just want to do something with these corners in order to make it look, well, less like that. I'm thinking that we go ahead and grab some regular stone. And we'll put this in all of the corners. Okay, so now we've got a pretty interesting looking tower. And I think there's just a few more things that I want to do. One thing is I want to replace this lower section of the window with some andesite to sort of match the top section. And then, you know, we might as well just go ahead and do some andesite stairs on there. Okay. And before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and put in a stair there. It's looking decent. And then another thing that you can do, which is optional, is this is looking pretty good, but you could go ahead and throw in some buttons along the side to give it just a little bit more texture. So you can see it's really subtle, but it is there. Now, I think I might come back here and do it after I've gone through and textured everything, since a lot of this spring coral is still needs to be replaced. And you know, I'm kind of wondering about possibly, in order to tie this into this section down there a little bit better, to make it look all cohesive, what if we did something like this? And shoot, we can't do it on that side. Something like that. And I guess just regular andesite for here. And then, I know I just got rid of it, but I'll grab another one of these lodestones. Okay, so it looks a little bit weird with the stairs like that. Maybe we just leave, oh, not a button. What if maybe we just leave it like that? And I want to get rid of this one that I just accidentally placed. Oh, come on. I know I can reach it. Oh well, I'll do it when we're inside. So it's just a little subtle something to go ahead and sort of match with what we've got up there. And now I don't want to do down here yet because I want to start the interior design before it. And honestly, by now, this might wind up being another 2 video build since it is pretty large, but it's looking really cool, so I'm excited about that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start laying in some of these windows and lighting the place up, and then we'll go ahead and get the inside done. The best design that I've found for these windows, which are kind of awkwardly formed with steps, is to actually go ahead and bring them one inside. So we'll go ahead and just lay down some steps right about here, and then we'll also do the same thing right up here. And then to make it more interesting, we'll go ahead and border this with a wall, which we've been doing quite a bit in this build. So now this gives us a little bit of a 3x4 area to go ahead and create our window. And I want to go ahead and, since it's a church, we have to use stained glass. I mean, that's an obvious one. Let me get rid of that roof, and then you can choose any 3 colors that you want to use. Personally, I like to stick with the darker colors, especially with this being a Gothic build, or Gothic inspired build, let me clarify. And so I would recommend using the 3 different colors with 1 lighter, 1 darker, and then a medium tone. So taking your 3 colors, you're going to go ahead and lay down the darkest color in the 4 corners. In this case, the darkest color is our dark blue. And then we're also going to go ahead and lay down the mid-tone in between it. So we should have a little bit of a border all the way around. And then we'll do our lightest colors up here in the center. In this case, we went with light gray because white is a little bright, and I wanted it to sort of not stand out too much. I wanted it all to be kind of a cohesive window. So that's what we've got, and then if you go around here to the outside, you can see that it's got this nice inset look to it and sort of builds up in. Personally, I like this design. If you don't, you can go ahead and play around with it some. pretty much anything in these builds you're always welcome to play around with if you don't like the way something looks. And so then I think we'll go ahead and add some light gray to these sides. And then maybe here as well. I don't know if I want to add the other colors or not, since those are pretty bright and vibrant. But, let's see. Oh, we do have this one over here, so let's go ahead and do this one next. We'll do the dark blue, and then we'll do the light gray in the center. Now, I kind of think I do want to do the colors in these side ones as well. So we'll do a gradient from going upwards from light to dark, or if you're looking at it from top to bottom, it would be dark to light. So we got our dark tone, our medium tone, and then our lightest one, which is generally a shade of whiter gray. Okay, I think that, really quick before we call it, here on the windows, we do have to go ahead and mimic this in here. And you know what? Let's go ahead and make this purple on the inside, because why not? I think a little bit more color will work good for up here. Okay, so this is what we've got now. And I'm going to go ahead and do some interior decorating on this build. And then I'll go ahead and bring you all back here once we're done. Okay folks, we are finally back, and let me tell you, I had so much fun working on the interiors of this build. I was really not expecting that. But without further ado, let me go ahead and give you guys a quick tour. So we're gonna go ahead and come right in through the front doors. And if you are building this in your own world, I'll try and go around the place slowly. That way you can pause the video if you need, and if you want to place some stuff down. But so we've got our traditional potted plants decorating the corners here. And we've got this little cauldron with water for you to clean your hands and bless yourself, clean your soul before you praise Notch. And yeah, so we've got some little bookshelves down here with lots of copies of the history of Notch for the services. And since we don't have candles yet, 1.17, you need to get here fast, we went ahead and used these little end rods. Now, we also added cake, because why not? Cake! And now we've got ourselves a little donation box over here, which is pretty much just a jukebox with a little button on the side. The button's completely optional. I just thought it kind of helped look like a little bit of a lock on it or something like that. And so we've got our lanterns spread out periodically through here. We also used just regular blue glazed terracotta in order to make a carpet. At first I had a blue carpet and it just looked super boring, which is why we went with this. Then we've got a runner carpet down here, which is just purple carpet, although you could do purple terracotta as well if you want to kind of give it more detail like that carpet has. Then over here we've got another little bookshelf just to kind of tie in this little area. And really quick, let me back up. So if you look up here, based on where we're standing, if you walk in here and you just look over here, this upper section, let me take off hidden stuff. Right up here you can see I put in a little bit of ledge with these wooden dark oak beams, which I also did 2 of those up there. And then I covered that with just the stone that we've been using. And then, so I wasn't able to come up with any clever idea on how to cover this, but this little wall does kind of cover it, so you can really only see this mess if you come up closer. And we've got this long chain attached to a bell way up here. We've got our fence I don't really know what to call that. It's not really a beam, it's sort of the part that would turn as the bell is rung, and then just a little bit of metal bars up in there to make it look like, I don't know, what's hanging in there or something more. But yeah. Oh, then this right here, folks, this is my favorite part. We have our golden apples. So right down here you can see these are just sitting on andesite steps, and then we've got a wall right there with a block of gold and a sea pickle. So if you know the sea pickle pumpkin trick, that's pretty much what we did right there, but with a block of gold. And then we've got these metal bars holding up some more end rods, aka candles, and we've also got a lectern here for the good old, I don't really know what it would be called. It's not really a priest. Yeah, whatever the preacher is called for this particular religion, I don't know. But that's pretty much it for the interior. I hung some chains right through there to hold the lanterns, and there's not much else to it. So this is going to do it for today because this build took so long, which I wasn't really expecting, but it turned out really good. Now, we aren't done with it yet because we still want to go ahead and add a section around it that's sort of walled in, and we're going to be adding a graveyard around it. So we're going to be doing a lot of exterior decorating in the next episode, along with some pretty basic graveyard stuff, some gravestones, some benches, bushes, some dirt, and we'll play around with it a bit too, so to try and make it a little bit more interesting. Alright folks, that is going to do it. I hope you have enjoyed this episode so far, and we will be continuing in that next episode, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. You want to be able to finish off this build with a nice, awesome exterior. And if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button because it does help me out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Till then, have an awesome one. Bye!